Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm going to do a game that I have not done with Megan yet. This time I'm playing her on Super Jeopardy for the DOS. This will be her character. Taking on Irv, Arnold, and Patty. Start with celebrity trivia for 200. While he was top in his class and later president, his brother Billy was a high school dropout. Who's Jimmy Carter? Celebrity trivia for 4. ABC interviewer who, in a 1971 article, described Richard Nixon as rather sexy. Who's Barbara Walters? Celebrity trivia for 600. Actor originally turned down by the American Negro Theater because of a thick West Indian accent, excuse me. Who is Sidney Poitier? Celebrity trivia for 800. Late Polish-Italian pianist whose first name was Rudolph Valentino. Who is Liberace? Celebrity trivia for 1,000. A University of California engineering degree prepared this cartoonist for his way out inventions. Who is Rube Goldberg? Thanksgiving for 200. Though it's been moved, it's still revered as the Pilgrim's Landing spot. What is Plymouth Rock? Thanksgiving 400. A favorite movie munch introduced to the Pilgrims by the Indians. What is popcorn? Thanksgiving 6. Though not a pilgrim, he organized their militia and was written up by Longfellow. Who's Miles Standish? $800. It was the first agreement for self-government ever in effect in America. What is the Mayflower Compact? And I'll take Thanksgiving for $1,000. In America, the Pilgrims met this Indian who had once lived in England. Who's Squanto? Do famous names for 200. Singing cowboy who wrote Champion the Wonder Horse. Who is Gene Autry? Famous names 4. His arrest in London put his TV character Mike Hammer on hold. Who's Stacy Keach? .600 on famous names. He managed Minnesota, Detroit, Texas, New York, Oakland, New York, and New York in that order. Who's Billy Martin? .800. In April 1985, Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, daughter of this actress, announced her engagement. Who is Rita Hayworth? $1,000, please. 2 senators, William Cohen and this former presidential candidate, team to write a spy thriller. Who's Gary Hart? Let's go with medicine 200. Otolaryngology treats diseases of the ear and these two interconnecting areas. What are the nose and throat? For 400. From the Greek embolos, meaning stopper, comes this term from a blockage in a blood vessel. What is embolism? Hey, yeah, that's it. Go with that same category for 600. Molecular psychiatry prescribes a massive dose of these. What are vitamins? Let's try medicine for 800. Prolonged laughter may trigger this rare disorder in which a person suddenly falls asleep. What is narcolepsy? Medicine for $1,000. If you're lacking sufficient hormones for body growth, you can blame it on this master gland. What is pituitary? Rock and roll for 200. Rob Royer, David Gates, and James Griffin made a lot of dough as this 70s group. Excuse me. What is bread? Who was bread? Excuse me. Let's go with rock and roll for 400. She likes to spend midnight at the Oasis. Who is Maria Muldaur? was a close one. Rock and roll for 6. This British-Australian group's name was taken from old EST brother Barry's initials. Oldest brother Barry's initials. Who are the Bee Gees? Rock and roll 800. I'm gonna bet the farm. The Dave Stewart Annie Lennox group named for the art of harmonious bodily movement. What are your eurythmics? Phew! That was a close one. Grand, please. Asher and Waller, their biggest hit was World Without Love. Who are Peter and Gordon? My 200. It's what Tim O'Hara called his Uncle Martin in the 60s TV show. What is my favorite Martian? Sorry about that, guys. 400. About 2 minutes left. 400, please. What Marie Wilson was to radio audiences. What is my friend Irma? $600. In this film, young Roddy McDowell really loved his horse. What is my friend Flicka? $800. Gail Storm's TV role. Who is my little Margie? Last clue. In Ireland, the sweetest flower that grows. What is my wild Irish rose? $30,400 for Megan this round. Let's do baby care for 500. It's not unusual for infants to do it 20 hours a day. What is sleep? Baby care for 1,000. For kids like Linus, it provides Social Security. What is a blanket? Baby care for 15. The peacemaker, some recommended to quiet colic. What's a pacifier? Baby care for $2,000. By law, paint on new baby cribs must be free of this element. What is lead? Baby care for $2,500. Until he's old enough to put his teeth under it, he's better off without it. What's a pillow? Let's do inwards for 500. Baseball, billiards, cricket, and croquet games are divided into them. What are innings? Inwards for grand. Prison people. What are inmates? Let's try inwards for 15. Meaning something you can't do without. What is indispensable? $2,000 on inwards. Extreme economic expansion. What is inflation? Inwards for 2,500. What some do before they diet. What is indulge? Let's do ancient times for 500. Hers was the face that launched 1,000 ships. Who is Helen of Troy? Ancient times for 8,000. King Philip of Macedonia hired this philosopher as private tutor for his son Alexander. Who is Aristotle? Ancient times 1,500. Daily double. You know what? I'm going to bet the farm. Actually, I'll bet 2,500. Julius Caesar said this, which means I came, I saw, I conquered. What is Veni, Vidi, Vici? All right! Whew! Ancient times 2,000. Give me where to stand and I will move the earth, said this discoverer of the lever. Who is Archimedes? Ancient times for 2,500, please. The Babylonian epic of this hero is one of the oldest epic poems in world literature. What is Gilgamesh? Who is Gilgamesh? Let's do novel screenwriters for 500. John Steinbeck wrote the screenplay for this film about Emiliano Zapata. Who is Viva Zapata? Let's do novel screenwriters for 1,000. Aldous Huxley co-authored the film version of this Jane Austen novel. What is Pride and Prejudice? I know that's a movie that Brenda Blethyn starred in. Let's do novel screenwriters for 15. He co-authored Double Indemnity, but adapted no Philip Marlowe stories for the screen. Who is Raymond Chandler? Novel screenwriters for 2000. Author of Sanctuary, who worked on the detective classic The Big Sleep. Who's William Faulkner? For 2,500, please. In 1936, he predicted World War II in his film adaptation of his novel Things to Come. Who is H.G. Wells? Phew! Chemistry for 500. No, U.S. cities for 500, excuse me. This is in the Indiana city, which means high ground in French. I can't remember. Oh, Terry Hott. U.S. cities for 1,000. Located in Kansas, this Gunsmoke city is a symbol of the Wild West. What is Dodge City? U.S. cities for 15. General MacArthur was born in this Arkansas city in 1880. What is Little Rock? How about U.S. cities for 2,000? Abolitionist John Brown is buried at the New York site of the Winter Olympic Games. What is Lake Placid? U.S. cities for 2,500. Alabama's capital and the original capital of the Confederacy. I got this. What is Montgomery? Got it. Chemistry is left at 500. Named for the god of the underworld, this element is one of the most toxic poisons known. I don't know it. See if this guy knows it. Arnold. Oh, plutonium! So Arnold got it, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Alright, for 1,000. The process of heating a liquid, such as moonshine, and condensing its vapors. What is distillation? For 15. The presence of this element makes organic chemistry organic. What is carbon? $2,500. 2,000, please. Common household name of sodium bicarbonate. What is baking soda? clue. Irv's not going to be around for Final Jeopardy, but if he wants to, he has to get this right. At room temperature, this metal is a liquid. What's mercury? Well, Arnold and Patty, 1500. Irv will not be around for Final Jeopardy. Music trivia. $25,600. They'll put her $100,000 if she's right. The last name of the three brothers who starred the Beach Boys. Who's Wilson? Everyone said Wilson. So we got it. Arnold got it right. He goes up to 1,000. Patty got it right, and she also goes up to 1,000. Whereas Megan got it right, and she goes up to $100,000 this game. Congratulations to Megan. I'll see you all for the next gameplay I do with her.